Hello and welcome to another opportunity to attract the man of your dreams and to make him fall in love with you. And today, how you can actually find out if this man is already falling in love with you. Yes, that's today's topic. Today I want to show you how to tell if a man is falling in love with you. And I can speak from my own experience here because when I was in this process of falling in love with my girlfriend, I did the exact same things, and I'm also pretty sure that I still do these things up to this day. So here are the signs that a man is falling in love with you or that he's already deeply in love with you. And that's that he always prioritizes your needs and your wants. With every life decision he thinks about, whenever he thinks about moving somewhere or getting a new job, or just doing something, no matter what it might be, if it's a big decision or a small decision, he always thinks about you first. And the same is true for me. I nowadays think about, hey, if I move there, can my girlfriend come with me? Does it work with her job? Does it work with her income? How can I design my life in a way that no longer only accommodates me, but also accommodates her? And that's what happens when a man is truly in love. Because remember, we men, we are programmed biologically to provide and to protect. And even though provision and protection nowadays doesn't necessarily mean that he pays for everything and that he fights some enemy, it can also be on a very, on an emotional level, that he makes the decisions with you in mind. And that's his way of providing for you and protecting for you, providing the safety that his decisions also impact you in a positive way and that his decisions also impact your relationship in a positive way. And with this man, you can see how happy he is when he is with you. If you are dating a guy and he looks really grumpy whenever he's with you, and you try to have a conversation with him and he always blocks it, and he's playing video games and he doesn't really notice you, or when he watches a movie he just sits there and when you snuggle up to him he actually moves away, or he doesn't do anything, he doesn't even lay his arm around you, then you can assume that this man doesn't really love you, or he has some deep-seated trauma that has to heal first in order for him to open his heart. That can also be. But if a man is truly in love with you, then he will show you that he's in love with you. And he will show you that by smiling like a happy child. He will show you that by being happy with you, by laughing with you, by snuggling up to you, by hugging you, by doing all these things that express his gratitude for you and his happiness for you. And that's how you can tell if a man is truly falling in love with you. When he does all these things, then he's in love with you. And he is himself with you, completely himself. I already mentioned in other episodes that I'm a very playful guy. Some would say I'm kind of a childish guy, but hey, when it comes to business and investments, then I'm mature. So when it comes to the areas where it really matters, where it's important, I'm a very mature man. But when it comes to day-to-day, just living life, I'm very playful. I don't take things too seriously. I have a very politically incorrect humor, as you maybe have already noticed. And I just love to enjoy my life. And I also love to include this playfulness in my relationship. And I'm grateful that my girlfriend is also very playful. So we're a good match in this case. And if your guy has a certain quality, for example, let's just use that example. So much example. For example, let's just use that example with playfulness. If he's really playful with another woman, he might try to pretend what so many men nowadays think they have to do, to be stoic and also alpha and to not show any emotions. But with you, he's completely himself. He just allows himself to be himself with you because he trusts you 100%. He trusts you that with you, he can be playful. He can joke around. He can be himself because he knows that you are the kind of woman who won't judge him for it, and he's so in love with you that he wants to be himself, that he can't do anything but be himself. And this is a truly powerful state to be in, especially if you think about the fact that men are conditioned to believe that they have to be these stoic alphas who don't show any emotions. And if he's truly authentic with you, this already means he has such a deep trust towards you and such a deep love towards you that, well, you can only have a wonderful, fulfilling relationship. And if he says, I love you, with his heart wide open, And I'm not talking about the love you or I love you. I'm talking about really heartfelt I love you so much. When you look into his eyes and his eyes are sparkling and you can feel that he feels it, you can just feel it. It's not like this forced I love you that some men utter when a woman says it right after lovemaking in the bedroom, even though in this case it wasn't really lovemaking, it was probably just the physical expression of it, but that's another topic. And he then says, yeah, I love you too. Yeah, I love you. Then it's of course not real. But if you look into a man's eyes and you see that sparkling in his eyes, you see that bright smile, that genuine smile, that means he truly, truly loves you. And if he's so devoted to you that other women don't exist for him, that's also a clear sign that this man is falling in love with you, or he's already deeply in love with you. And of course, that's exactly what you want. I mean, you want this man to be into you. You don't want this man to look at another woman and to say, oh yeah, I could also be with her, huh? Maybe she's a better option. That's what you don't want. And that's why it's important that you know exactly, step by step, how you can make him devoted to you. Because devotion is an emotion that's even stronger than love. And if a man is truly devoted to a woman, other women don't even exist for him. And that's why I want to provide you with the opportunity to develop this skill. And if you want to find out more about the devotion sequence and also the devotion system that teaches you step by step how you can make your man devoted to you, then you can go to gethimkeephim.com/devoted and watch this beautiful explainer video, or you can also go to gethimkeephim.com/system to read about the devotion system and to find out everything about it. And both of the links can be found in the description. And now let's talk about gift giving. If a guy gives you gifts, then it's very likely that he's in love with you. And if a guy gives you a gift that also has a very personal meaning to you, then it's very likely that he's truly in love with you. It's not about the price tag. It's not about the money. It's not about that. It's about what he communicates by giving you this gift. To give you an example, let's say as a child you always had a certain teddy bear, and you tell him about it, and you just tell him about it casually, and you don't even think about it anymore. But he remembers the exact day and the exact time when you tell him about that, or let's say when you've told him about that. And now what does he do? He looks everywhere to find that exact teddy bear and to order it for you. He wants you to smile. He wants you to feel these beautiful emotions from your childhood with this gift. He doesn't ask himself, what's the most expensive gift I can give her so that she loves me more? That's not what he asks himself. He asks himself, how can I express my love for her in a way that makes her happy, that makes her smile? And then he buys the exact teddy bear, or at least a similar teddy bear for you that you had as a child. That's a very emotional, a very heart-centered gift. And that's exactly what a man does when he's truly in love with you and when he's connected with his heart. And speaking of being connected with his heart, that's something that some of my coaching clients told me, who, thanks to my coaching, but also of course because of the own work that they put in, who then attracted the man of their dreams. They told me this one sentence. I heard this one sentence so many times, and if you want to hear this one sentence, maybe you also want to go to gethimkeephim.com/coaching, have a look at the different coaching sessions I offer, and maybe you want to decide to work with me. And the sentence that I heard from so many of my coaching clients is, I never felt so loved. I've never felt so loved before. And that's a beautiful feeling. And if you feel this feeling, then you know that this man is in love with you, because otherwise you wouldn't feel this feeling. And that's the complete opposite of what I shared with you earlier. When you think about a guy who's playing video games, who doesn't want to get bothered by you, who doesn't show you any affection, that's the complete opposite. No woman in this reality, or let's say in this scenario, would ever say, oh, I've never felt so loved. I mean, my boyfriend doesn't really care about me. I have the feeling I always annoy him when he plays video games, but I feel so loved. Of course not. That doesn't happen. But if you feel so loved like you've never felt before, that's a true sign that this man loves you, because otherwise you wouldn't be feeling that. And he introduces you to all his important people, his parents, his best friends, maybe even his boss at work, and he wants you to join him to some company event. If he introduces you to all kinds of important people in his life, then you can assume that he's falling in love with you, because otherwise he wouldn't be doing it. I mean, let's be realistic. A man would never walk up to his mom and say, "Oh, this is Laura, she's the woman I casually sleep with." Of course not. He only introduces you to his parents because he sees you as his girlfriend and maybe even already as his fiancée. That's why he does that. And the last point I want to mention when it comes to how to tell if a man is falling in love with you is when he's opening up completely for the very first time. Always remember, men are conditioned to believe that they have to be stoic and alpha and don't show any emotions. And if he's opening up to you, if he's authentic with you, if he opens his heart, if he shares something about his past, about the trauma he experienced, if he's just real with you, emotionally real, then you can assume that this man is falling in love with you. And that's how to tell if a man is falling in love with you. And like I mentioned before, if you also want to have the power to make him devoted to you, you can either go to gethimkeephim.com/devoted and watch this beautiful explainer video, or you can go to gethimkeephim.com/system to read more about the devotion system. And you can find both of these links in the description. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.